Shalom, shalom, shalom. We're back with another video. So before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechahak Wadash, to the elder apostles and elder bishop of Great Millstone who rule well. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the hopeful elect. Shalom. We're here with another lesson. I'm going to call it this starvation would be the future for a lot of the people on the earth, or something like that. As you just seen in the video, man died in starvation in Gaza. We all know that they done now officially named a famine, a man-made famine at that, going on in Gaza because of the blockade from Israel. In this video, we seen that this man waiting to get some food, and he took a trip back to the spirit realm. Right there, standing there waiting to get just a small morsel of food, something to eat. His body finally gave out. His body went limp, and they had to carry him out of there. But we also know that famine was said to, was slacking. We all know that famine will be a thing here in the last days through the scriptures, like Matthew 24, 2 Ezra 15 and 16, and other scriptures like that goes through that famine will be here amongst great suffering and great sorrow. And just like in Gaza, famine is also going to strike the rest of the world. And when it does, a lot of people are going to die by this famine. And the reason why I say that, because we know through the scripture, Yahweh Bahashem and Yahweh Shai says that he have people set up to die different ways during these end times. So we're going to use that to get into our first scripture. Salaki. This is Jeremiah 15 and 2. Now, this was talking about the Israelites of old, but I'm going to show you how Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to use this same thing for what's going on now. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whether shall we go forth? ? Then thou shalt say, thus said Yahweh, such are for death to death. And once Jacob's trouble truly kicks off, those who the Lord have to die in Jacob's trouble, it's already predestined for you to do that. And such as for the sword to the sword. So not only death, but if you die by the sword, that was predestined for you to die by the sword in that time. And such are for famine to the famine. And as we've seen, the man dying of starvation behind that man-made famine. But this is also going to go to a lot of people throughout the earth. Because Yahweh Bahashem and Yahweh Shai is very pissed off. And this is the time he's going to let loose his fury, his wrath, his vengeance upon all the nations. And such as for captivity to captivity. And we know they're going to be, in the end, Esau, Edom, and the rest of the nations will go into captivity, especially the super elites of those nations. But a lot of people will die during this famine. It's just not going to be in Gaza. No, the rest of the world is going to experience famine too, as I just said in the scriptures quoted. I say go to Matthew 24 and 2 Ezra 15 and 16. They tell you great famine is going to be out through the world. And other scriptures like that. So the time is coming to where you're going to see more of this happening, where people are going to be starving, begging for food, but there's not going to be anything. You're going to see people fighting and killing just for a can of dog food, for a morsel of dry cat food. Heck, for fish flakes. Because it's going to be a bad famine that Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to put in through the earth. And a lot of people going to have to watch their loved ones die as this man, even more horrible death from famine because they can't eat. As we seen the videos of the children in Gaza passing away from malnutrition, looking like skin and bone. This is going to be the reality of a lot of people in this world because Yahweh Bashim Shai, as the scripture just said, have them set up to die that way. We're going to go to here to Lamentation 4 and 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. Why is that? For they pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. Now, before we go any further, we're going to look up this phrase, pine away. Because we seen this man standing there hoping that he would get to put something in his belly before he passed away. But it didn't come fast enough. Yahweh Shema Shai called him back to the spirit realm before he can even get a chance to even hold the food. They still had the bowl in their hand, and he's standing there rocking back and forth. And as you seen, he was brought back to the spirit realm by the Most High. His judgment will pass. All right. Pine away. This is Strong H 2100. Zub, a primitive root to flow freely as water, i.e. specifically to have a sexual flux, figuratively to waste away, also to overflow, flow, gush out, having a running issue, pine away, to run. But the point in that is to waste away. We watch this man waste away right down his feet. And there's going to be more people. Because when Yahweh Bashim Shai truly starts Jacob trouble and great famine descends unto the whole world, then hey, there's nothing they're gonna be able to stop it. There's nothing gonna be able to save people from this if you're not of the elect of Israel. So if you really from one of the other nations, you better hope that the Most High let you die by the sword, or maybe kill yourself or something else. Because as you see, man, dying of starvation is one of those horrible things. And we're gonna go to the outline of biblical see to die, to pine away figuratively. Yeah, you're gonna pine away. You're gonna die from starvation. That's why the scripture says it's better to just die from the sword, because you'll die faster than to die from the wants of the fruits of the field. Matter of fact, let's see, can we get that in another translation, how that would go. AMP, one of my favorite. Those killed with the sword are more fortunate than those killed with hunger. For with hunger pine and ebbs away for the lack of the fruits of the field. Let's see. Let's see. The CEV. Being killed with a sword is better than slowly starving to death. See? It's better. Because your death it'll come quicker. But man, you starving, you got to understand your body gonna eat this. Matter of fact, let's look this up right quick. What are the stages of starvation? Let's see. Starvation typically involves progression through 5 phases, where the body first uses glycogen, then fat, and finally protein, i.e. muscles, for energy. The body slows its metabolism to conserve energy and become increasingly weak, suffering from impaired organ function and weakening immune system. Symptom progress from increased hunger and fatigue to severe muscle loss, cognitive impairment, and potentially death from organ failure or inability to fight infection. See? So the first phase, the glycogen depletion, what happens, the body consumes its readily available glycogen, stored carbohydrates, for energy, which typically run out within the first day or two of food deprivation. So your carbs are gone within 2 days. Okay, phase two, the fat breakdown. What happens? The body shifts from using stored fat as its primary fuel source, producing ketones for emergency brain fuel. Symptoms: fat reserves are used for a prolonged period, potentially lasting weeks. So if it lasts weeks, think about somebody who's 400-500 pounds. They're gonna take a long time, man, for their body to break down all that fat. So that means that wait is gonna be even longer than what it really is. So you're gonna have to suffer through a longer period of wanting to eat. So you see them, my 500-pound life, 600-pound life, whatever that be, them people that just ate themselves into oblivion. Hey, when that famine hit, it's gonna be even worse. Cause now everybody's gonna just eat through all that fat. And most of them, they too big and lazy to go out and look for anything, so they just gonna pine away right there on the floor. Phase 3, protein breakdown. What happens once fat stores are significantly depleted? The body begins breaking down protein from its own muscles for energy. Symptoms: the stage lead to significant muscle wasting and weaknesses. And this is going to be a lot of people. Once your muscles go to breaking down, you truly can't move. So you're just sitting there waiting for death to come. Think about it. You're probably in and out of consciousness. Every time you open your eyes, you're in pain, man. Because you can't eat for the wanting of the fruits of the field. Your body hurts. That you're sick because of all the disease that done set in. That's why the scriptures say, man, it's one of the worst things. You might as well just be killed by a sword then and let yourself rot away like this. In phase 4, the last phase, it does got a phase 5, Salaki. Metabolism slowdown. What happens? To conserve energy, the body slows its metabolic rate, lowering heart rate and blood pressure like a low-powered mode. Symptoms: the body becomes less efficient at regulating temperature, leading to feelings of being cold, and kidney function become impaired. And listen to how it progressively get worse. And think about it, that man probably was going through all this while standing there on his feet. There's pictures of kids going through this, man. How bad starvation get. And him, with that old man, he was already old. He was probably somewhere around maybe phase 3, phase 2 at the most. But his body was already old and weak. And the starvation just completely took out what was already there. Phase 5, organ failure and death. What happened? The body had few energy reserves left and vital organs begin to fail. Symptom: death occurs from the inability to fight infection, organ failure, or cardiac arrest due to loss of heart muscles. So your body just completely destroys itself during this time. Why? Because it doesn't have food. So when that famine hit, when that lack of bread is there, there's people who's starving, man. And you're going to see a lot of what happened in this video happen to just regular folk. Your mom, dad, sister, brother, cousins, aunties, uncles, friends, lovers, rivals, people you hate, no matter how you want to look at it. There's a lot of people who's marked by Yahweh, by Shema Hawashai, to be the ones to die in this way, which is one of the roughest things you want to see, man. Especially if you got loved ones, you gotta watch your child die, or you gotta watch your parents die this way. I mean, they're probably gonna be some with strong enough wills to fight through it and put their loved ones to death, because man, that starvation thing is not something you want to see somebody you love die that way. But the things like famine, this was created for vengeance by Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, that he's gonna punish the wicked of his people and the people of the earth. This is his vengeful wrath that's gonna be set out, not just in Gaza, but throughout the whole planet once Jacob's trouble truly start. And we're gonna end that here in Sirach 39, 28 to 29. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Yeah, these spirits are created for the vengeance of Yahweh Bashim and Hawashai. Salakia for that, man. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. See? They're going to appease Yahweh Bashim and Hawashai by doing their job and executing his vengeance upon the whole nation, just like his vengeance was executed upon this man who waited for food. He got to the front of the line, had his food, cup or bucket, whatever that was, ready. And the moment he got there and got it, Yahweh Bashim Hawashai put that spirit created for vengeance on him, and they took his life. And we're gonna see what kind of spirit, what ways they use. Salaki. Fire and hell, famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. See, it's that man-made famine. It might be man-made, but it's still the vengeance of Yahweh Bashim and Hawashai that he's allowing this. And thus those people who's starving to death are being put to death by those vengeful spirits. Like I said, the time is coming when this is going to go out through the whole world. Matter of fact, I think there was 2nd Ezra 16 that says that. Let's see. Maybe here. If it's not 16, it's 15. I know both said it. Yeah, 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow and great mourning. The beginning of famine and great death. And the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when the evil shall come? Question mark. See, Yahweh Bashim Hawashai is not gonna just do it to just one nation. This is going out throughout the whole world. This is gonna be everybody. Let's see. Let's try this. 15. Don't need that. Slaki. Alright. Look, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, says Yahweh Bashim and Hawashai, I will bring plagues upon the world. See? The sword, famine, death, and destruction. See, it's just not one place. This is coming to the whole world. Why? For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So because of the wickedness that's going on, what we see is going to be extended to not just the people in Gaza, the Palestinians, but throughout the whole world, because this is what Yahweh Bashim Hawashai wants. And since he wants that, it's people that's been set up to be destroyed by this famine once Jacob's trouble kicks off. So you got to pray that you be not one of those people, even your family members. But I hope this lesson will edify. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.